In StarCraft 2 co-op, there are 60 mutators. These mutators can be divided into 7 categories: vision, economic, environmental, pacing, acrobatic, multitask, and head-on. Vision mutators affect the player's vision. Economic mutators affect the player's economy. Environmental mutators make it difficult to move around the map. Pacing mutators make it slower for the player to do the objective. Acrobatic mutators require players to adjust their playstyles. Multitask mutators require players to be in multiple places at once. And head-on mutators are mutators that the player has to deal with head-on. Today, we'll be covering environmental mutators. There isn't much to say about these except for one of them, so let's just get to it. Blizzard does 5 DPS and lasts about 15 seconds, so that's about 75 damage. Stukov, Swan, and Karax's static defenses will survive. Artanis, his Dragoons will survive if they have the shield regen upgrade. For Stetman, have Gary Zone or Teleport ready so you can get out of there. For Temporal Field, there isn't much to say. Non-heroic units are frozen for 20 seconds, just avoid them when you see them. Just like with Time Warp, units are slowed by 66%, so just don't fight near them. Purifier Beam, this is the one. So it does 40 DPS and it has 0.6 movement. For reference, an Overlord has 0.59, so it's slightly slower. You can trap a Purifier Beam by patrolling an air unit around it, and there will be at most 3 Purifier Beams around the map. Kerrigan can trap beams by using Omega Worms, just keep popping worms everywhere. Karax can use 6 to 7 shield batteries on one cannon with the energy, regen, and the barrier upgrades, but this is not recommended because if anything messes with it, the beam is going to kill all your stuff. For Oblivion Express, Lock and Load, Void Launch, and Void Thrashing, there are no good places to trap the beam. You usually use flying units to trap the beam, but you can use SCVs as well. Shift patrol 4 to 6 spaces to make a circle around the beam. A faster unit needs a bigger circle, so if you use like a Mirage, you'll need a bigger circle because they move faster. Make sure that you connect the last one. They have to touch, otherwise the unit will start going the opposite direction and it may mess things up. So you just kind of shift click P 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like that. For Chain of Ascension, this circle right here, this is a good area to trap a beam after you clear it. This area is also good, and so is this one, but of course these will be much later. For Cradle of Death, after you clear the second area, you can trap it, whether it's on the left or right. The beam doesn't really go past the center, so if the beam is on the left side and you're fighting on the right side, it actually won't really interfere with you at all. Just try not to let the beam stay around at the bottom when it's time to clear the last areas. And note that the last beam will most likely spawn right here and it will be very close to you. For Dead of Night, you can go to the corners. The bottom right is the best one. So you can float an Overlord there right away and then trap the beam by patrolling it in the corner. You can also trap in the top left or bottom left, but you have to clear those areas first. For Minor Evacuation, you can trap it at the 6 o'clock shit after it's gone. This will probably be like the last one or second one, depending on how early you cleared. Top right corner is a great area because nothing's here. Eradicator is also a good area because the attack waves don't really go here. So these are 3 great spaces. This area kind of works, but the Claimer wave later on might interfere with it. For Missed Opportunities, the bottom left is the first one, the best one right here. The second one, you can trap it over on this side or over here, depending on what's happening. And I usually trap the 3 beams all in the center here once the 4th set is done. For Mal Warfare, the first bonus is a great area because there's nothing here, especially if the first attack wave came from this way. The second one will come from this side and nothing will be here. Nothing will interfere with this trap. You can trap a beam over here or here once you have cleared these areas. For Part and Parcel, the left side of the main is a good spot for the first one, or the bottom here, the south part. And then this area is also pretty good, although the 24-minute wave may interfere with it, depending on where it spawns. For RTK, Rifts to Core Hall, I usually trap it right here, so it's outside the natural at the first area. You can also do it right here, but the pirate ship is quite annoying. And you can trap a beam at ESO Island if you're not using it, of course. For Scythe of Amon, you can pretty much trap it at the bonus in the center or at like the left side base once you have cleared it. Any of these bases once you've cleared it. For Temple of the Past, the bonus areas are great for trapping beams, and these 2 dead spaces are also great. For Vermilion Problem, these 2 spots are good after you clear them. This one, not so good until the mid game because the air waves, if they come with air units, they might hit you, but this side, air waves will just go through the middle, so this side won't be bothered at all. Same with this side, but this is much later, and sometimes you don't even want to clear this area because it's kind of out of the way, but if you do, you can trap it there. The beams often congregate like right in the center, so if you don't do anything, they might just stay stuck here anyways. For going nuclear, it does 750 damage, so you should just check your army every 3 to 5 seconds. Just get in a habit of doing something, check your army, do something, check your army. For Oblivion Express, the bases can get hit, and if you're Tychus, your outlaws can take a hit and they still won't die because he's balanced like that. For Orbital Strike, it will do 50 damage, 100 versus armored. It only triggers when there are 3 or more units on the map out of the safe zones. So if you're using like 1 hero unit, it won't do anything at all. For Scythe of Amon, if you're using Carax and you only have 2 observers out, no orbital strikes will be triggered. Check your army every 3 to 5 seconds to make sure you don't get hit. And another thing you can do is when you hear Amon's laugh, don't move until after about 2 seconds. Otherwise, he'll cover a lot of the safe spaces that you might have. For Twister, you just shift click around them. They do 25 damage, so small units like Lings and Marines will die, but bigger units, they just get annoyed. Lava Bursts are really annoying to hero units because they do a lot more damage versus heroes. Just check your army every 3 to 5 seconds to make sure that they're fine. And that's it for this lesson. Please like and subscribe, leave your comments, and share it with your friends so that they can deal with these environmental mutators as well. So that's it for this lesson, and see you all next time.